Oh my goodness. Bam! Can you see it? Oh, you guys can't see it. Okay. Andre and Rhonda Green, Rhonda Lovely Sparks, love is forever. Help me, Rhonda. Shout out to Rhonda Lovely Sparks. She's in the chat. She's in the chat. Oh my goodness.
Hello, I'm Rhonda with Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. I have produced and edited this video that is not reuse of content, but to authenticate from our hearts the value of history and friendship. This incredible journey of an extraordinary family who took on the challenge of restoring a hidden jewel to its former glory. With passion, dedication, and hard work, they breathed new life into this neglected gem, transforming it into a stunning masterpiece. From their initial discovery to their final reveal, get ready to be amazed by their remarkable story of restoration and renewal. Watch until the end to see the breathtaking before and after transformation.
Well, hello, good people. MarkHolmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm here outside of the Red Brick House, a famous house that was built here in Waynesboro, Virginia, that I was blessed with the task of saving it, along with my wife and my family. And we have spent years actually rebuilding it, and it's one of the things that I am most proud of in the world. Of course, my marriage and my kids are right in front of it. But saving this and learning all that we've learned about this place, it has been incredible. Now, my problem, of course, is I come up with great ideas and not having the understanding of what it might take to actually achieve it. This house was built in 1820. The woman, Mary Beverly, buried right over there, you could actually see the headstone from here, sold it to William Brown, who was a veteran of the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812. He ended up buying it for $200, the land for it, and ended up building this house, which was, we believe, the first schoolhouse in Augusta County. When this place was built, there's only 250 people in what is now Waynesboro. And there's so much history and things that are involved. When this house was sold, this land was developed, there were only 17 states in the Union. There were no railroads. There was no internet. There were no cameras. And so many things have transpired throughout the life of this house. Well, one of the things that we wanted to do is, first of all, save the house so it's not destroyed and that it's lost from history. And we've done that, restoring it. The second thing is we want to get a historic marker and make sure that this place is always revered with all the history that's in there. So I said, let's start a brick campaign. I know it sounds kind of crazy, a brick campaign for the Red Brick House. And this is like a sample brick that we are getting, that you can either get laser engraved or you can actually get sandblasted. And everything on this has not been easy. Wanting this to be here for permanence, you have to first figure out the materials that are going to last the longest. And of course, in my mind, I thought actually getting it engraved in here lasts longer than the laser engraving, but actually not. What happens when they do the process of laser engraving this is it actually turns the stone into glass and ends up burning it in here. You can sand this for hours and that won't come off. So we found, of course, how we can get the pavers. Our goal here is, behind me, you can see where we have some stones and things. We're gonna make a brick walkway that's here. Now, the great thing is, what this is gonna enable us to do is to help raise funds to get this registered, because it's about a $3,500 process if you are picked, for them to be able to do the sign work and to get it registered. The state of Virginia registers between 4 and 6 houses or properties per year. So you've got to have the money to do this, and that's part of what we're trying to do here. But we want to make this a timeline. And so my idea was, we'll do bricks down the center that'll be 1810, 1820, 1830, and so on, and put significant events that happened each of those decades. The problem is narrowing down 10 years of our history to basically 4 or 5 lines with 20 characters on there. So when you think of the first photographs being made, you say invention of photography? It's more than 21 characters. Of course, in the 1810s, you also got to say the War of 1812. You've got to put in there, like the Monroe Doctrine. You got to put in there, Civil War. So you have so many different things, so many different inventions, and so many different changes. For here in Waynesboro, the Iron Cross, which was when the north, south, and east-west railroads finally came together, basically creating Basic City. There's the worldwide flu pandemic. There's World War I, World War II. And so Tracy and I have literally been, mostly Tracy, have been trying to get all of this stuff together, because the Waynesboro Historic Society, they've actually donated $1,000 to this, and we're getting the first bricks, which are all of the main dated bricks, done. And they're actually being ordered as we speak right now. I get the fun part, which is tearing this all up, getting the gravel and stuff compacted, and putting down the bricks. And we have a bunch of you that have already paid for and are ordering the bricks. So all of those are going to be put together. But what we want to have here, and this is where when they sent out the Voyager satellites, or probes, the Voyager probes. Now, I'm not going to equate this to that per se, but I can understand the problems that they would have had to send something out in space with a message on it that you'll be able to understand if you're not human or down the road. And so what we want to do is, we want what we put here to be understandable. I'm not going to live forever, but we want this to be permanence of the house. And so how you word it for people to understand it, it's got to be clear. That's the great thing about Tracy, because I would have made it pretty simple and probably incoherent, but putting together where it all makes sense. I truly want this to be a work of art, because there's so many wonderful things that have happened here that I want people to understand and not forget. And that has been my goal with this the whole time. When I first saw this house, my whole thing was, I just want to save it. I was looking at it from the point of, so much of our history, the good and the bad, it's all our history, and you've got to own all of it, because everything that happened with us is what makes us the people we are now. And I didn't want to lose another piece of history. And so people ask me even today, what are you going to do with the place? I don't know. But what I know is it needs to be here, and it needs to be here beyond me, and it needs to be here in a way that it teaches us so much. And that has been my whole goal with this, and it's going to be nice to get those first bricks. I think it's about 10 of you that have ordered bricks. We've got the main bricks, because there's so much to go in here. Down the center, we're going to have 8x8 bricks that have the decade, and then I'll have 4 or 5 things that happened in each of those decades. Then to the right of it, we'll be doing history of the red brick house from when it was built and every time it was sold. So to all the different families that lived here. And then we'll have to the right of that bricks that denote what happened, local history from the Crozet Tunnel, which was the longest train tunnel at the time, a mile long. Like I said, the Iron Cross, the flood that happened in downtown from Hurricane Agnes, to Waynesboro and Basic City being founded and then eventually merging and things like that. And so when somebody comes here, they literally will be looking at a history book. So thank you all for being part of this. And if you want to be part of this, I will leave in the description the link for this, or you can email me at cowboysmark94@gmail for more information about this. And I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you soon.
I would like to share with you a story written by Olivia Whitehouse named Couple Restores Historic House in Waynesboro, Virginia. She said over the last several years, a couple has been restoring a historic Waynesboro home. The red brick house is a 200-year-old home that was set to be demolished by the city. MarkHolmes said he found out about the house back in 2016, and the home was gifted to Holmes and his wife Tracy by the city so they could restore it. Also, I am reading the following from their website. The name of it is called The Red Brick House, History in the Making. Waynesboro's 200-plus-year-old red brick house was destined for demolition in 2016, but a petition and change of ownership breathed new life into this crumbling structure. Today, it stands stronger than ever as one of few buildings in the city with roots dating back to the 1800s. With your help, they can ensure it is recognized and protected as an historic treasure. Homeowners Mark Holmes and Tracy Howard Holmes invite you to be a part of the rich history of this house by purchasing a 4x8 custom brick. Each brick will be prominently displayed on the property with other supporters as gratitude of your generosity. Together, we can ensure this house stands for another 200 years. My husband Andre and I, Rhonda, are so humbled and excited about being a part of something so beautiful and everlasting, the red brick house in Waynesboro, Virginia. My husband Andre and I purchased a red brick, and we plan on purchasing more. It was an answer to how we'd like to leave a physical part of us. Hubby Andre and I have been thinking, especially now, where we'd like to have something that is a very important part of us to last forever. We both thought that a placement at a hospital, even though monumental, will still remind us of something sad. However, understand those memories and memorials are still very important. We also thought of other places that come and go. But what we both saw in Mark Holmes' videos, live streams, and in his character touched our hearts. And this blood, sweat, tears, love for family, hard work, mistakes, corrections, and friends present and ones who earned their angel wings, the repurposing of something that is forgotten and breathing life back into it, saving and restoring, brings it closer to home for us, which makes this so relatable to my husband and I. Mrs. Tracy Howard Holmes has reminded me and us of the great women in our family who stand side by side along with her husband during the happy and tough times, giving and pouring life back into a place that desperately needed her blessings, her touch, her resilience, patience, beauty, and charm. Structures come and go, other places change management. And we wanted something that we could relate to, something that has heart, a heartbeat that lives on way past my husband Andre and myself Rhonda. A brick laid by strong working hands, by hard working hands, meticulously and so lovingly and carefully placed side by side next to great people who makes us feel that there is so much value in what life and what ourselves are truly about. Thank you to the homeowners who are dear to all of us, friends, MarkHolmes and Tracy Howard Holmes. Thank you.
Well, hello, good people. MarkHolmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So, this is phase one of our brick walkway, and I'm excited because today starts the beginning of phase two. So, for those of you who are new here, this is a big piece of America right here. This is the red brick house that was built in 1820. It was scheduled to actually be destroyed because the city owned it and they didn't have the funds to restore it. We started a change.org petition, got enough support on it that we actually got a meeting with the city council, and the next thing I know, I'm the proud owner of a wreck. But this house has been through so much, and we have created a walkway for basically a historic walkway to make sure that everybody knows the history of not just this house, but the city of Waynesboro and a little bit of our American history. Because what we've done is we've literally done a timeline here with these blocks. And with the support of you guys, we've had quite a few people that are helping us. The funds that we've been raising, we're putting towards getting the house registered on the National Registry. And so today, this was phase one. The first phase here is bricks that are all decade stones, and they have about 4 or 5 events that happen in each decade. For example, in 1900, the Wright brothers flew. Upton Sinclair wrote the book about industrial problems. The jungle, the first modern Olympics, the Spanish-American War. No, sorry, wrong one. Let me go back here. Looking at the wrong brick. The San Francisco earthquake, the Model T, and so on. And so you can get a little bit of our history that has been going on with this house. This row right here is actually the history of the house, from David and Mary Bush, who are buried right behind me here, selling the land to William Brown to build the house, all the way up to today. Well, the bricks for the history of things that have happened in Waynesboro are coming in today, along with a bunch of the donor bricks. So people like Lola, who is known as Miss Hot Sauce, has one. Rhonda Lovely Sparks and her husband have one. Dirty Sanchez has one, and his dirty deeds are done dirt cheap. And I'm so excited about it because the order is set to come in between 1:30 and 5:30 today. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set a camera up and just live stream, so when they come in, we actually catch it, and we'll unbox the stones right here after they get delivered. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll definitely be different. So hope you guys tune in. And unfortunately for me, my truck's in the shop, so I haven't got the corresponding bricks, so that way we're going to rearrange this. So this is going to change, it's going to grow, it's going to evolve, and get bigger. We're going to be able to put 3 more rows this way, 3 more rows this way, and then of course these paving stones will come out, and this will be carrying all the way to the street. So there is room for expansion. So I think we have probably about 40 more bricks coming today. So I can't wait till they get here. So definitely check out the live stream.